one push and he was out. Like, I was 9 centimeters. Like,
baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel.
Nation, welcome back. Welcome to my channel. If you don't know, I'm Kate herself. Before you get into this video, like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel because it's lit over here. It's for 90 or no way, and that's how. Woo! That's so big. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna start from the very beginning of how we even knew that we about to go in labor. But I'm gonna start from like 2 weeks before I even went in labor. Okay, so I had a doctor's appointment. I think I was like 36 weeks at the time. No, I was like 37 weeks. Yeah, I was 37 weeks because I remember the doctor was like, you just made it to full term. So I was 37 weeks. And my doctor said I was like 2 centimeters. And at this time, like, my doctor was like, oh, I believe you can wait all the way to the 31st. You know, mind you, my son was born on the 21st, but it's fine, whatever. But I really did want a Halloween baby. But that day I was 2 centimeters. A week later on a Wednesday, I had went to the doctor. I was 38 weeks at the time. I went to the doctor for my weekly checkup. So I went to the doctor, but I didn't get checked that time because if y'all don't know, I got this in my head how I want to do things. So like I always want to have my children natural because I'm like, okay, so I'm that woman that is extremely scared of like C-sections. Like I'm extremely scared because I feel like anything can go wrong. So like with a C-section, I try to do anything not to get one. And I'm saying this because they be like people that push a baby out is like superheroes, but like people who have a C-section, bro, like y'all are strong because there's no way in heck that I don't think I can do it. I'm sorry, I just don't think I can do it. Cause I feel like people just cutting on me, just me, and I don't know if y'all get needles or how y'all do it, but I just feel like when I think in my head that y'all probably gotta get cut open. So me personally, I feel like I'm scared of needles, so like the whole situation scares me. And then I've had family who have later had complications with C-sections. So me personally, I'm just not a C-section girl. To each his own. But yeah, no. But let me get back into this story. Okay, so I go to the doctor. He asked me, do I want to get checked? I said no, because I had a plan that I would wait until I just couldn't take it no more. So like, I didn't want to get checked at all. So that was like the 19th, I believe, October 19th. Let's fast forward to, let me say, the 20th. Okay, so everybody kept saying, oh, you know, the way to get the baby out easily is to do. So this is the first time we did this because y'all know last time I had a baby, I ain't had no boyfriend. Like my baby daddy was in jail, so I ain't had no boyfriend. So this time around, okay, I'm like, okay. So October 20th at around like 8 o'clock, I remember because the baby was at work. Well, he was going to work. So 8 o'clock, I'm like, okay, let's babe, you know, let's do it just to make sure to like make the baby come faster. Okay, but when I say come fast, I mean like come as in on the 31st. No, that baby came the next day. But this is a Thursday, I'm just not getting off work. We doing our thing, doing the do or whatever. Then they go to work around like 10 o'clock that night. Around 12 o'clock on the 21st, 12 a.m. I'm just like for like weeks, I was sleeping on the couch because I couldn't get in my bed for nothing. So I'm just sleeping on the couch and I'm like, something just feels weird. Like my body just feels weird. So I wait, like I'm trying to go back to sleep. I keep going to the bathroom. So I wait for they to come home. They get off at like 3 o'clock-ish, 3-ish. And so as soon as he gets off work, like I'm just pacing the house like crazy. I'm just pacing the house like crazy. I'm pacing the house like crazy. Somebody got the hiccups. I'm pacing the house like crazy. Then finally I go to the bathroom and like me, I always get into the shower before I go in labor. One, because anybody likes to see me dirty. And 2, because for me, it just makes me feel better. But this time, getting in the shower didn't help me at all. It didn't. And so I get out the shower and they's like, you should really go to the hospital. Like, I think you should really go to the hospital. And at first I'm like, no, I'm going to work. If I have an issue, you could just come get me from work or something. Girl, fast forward to like 4 o'clock. Girl, when I'm saying I'm having contractions back to back to back to back to back, like when I'm saying like they ain't stopping, they going like. And mind you, I'm thinking the whole time I'm like 3 centimeters. Boo. I'm gonna let y'all know in a little while how many centimeters I actually was. But like I'm thinking the whole time, oh, I'm just 3 centimeters, you know, it'll stop eventually. No. So I end up calling my homegirl. You know, shout out to Talene, because I know you're watching this video because you're my #1 supporter. But shout out to my homegirl. I text her around like 4:30. And then I text Rochelle first. I text Rochelle about like 4:13 and was like, okay, it's time. So we go and drop off Payton at Rochelle's house because we had this planned out. Like when I go in labor, Rochelle, we're gonna take him to Rochelle. Okay, so it's dark outside. And I remember like I'm like, you taking, I've been telling babe, I'm saying, you taking forever. Like when I said I just couldn't, like I couldn't hold it no more. Like in the seat, like I got my feet up. Like I got my feet up in the seat because I can't sit down. And like the doctor is probably like 10 minutes from my house. So I'm like, oh my God, come on. He like banging on Rochelle's door. And Rochelle, she come because she like, why the dogs barking? That's why I'm glad my homegirl got dogs. You know, we don't like pets, but my homegirl got dogs. So Rochelle comes to the door to get paid in, and then we drive over. Boom, bada bang, we get to the hospital. Funny part is, when we get to the hospital, we don't know where the heck we're going, and it's not because we just don't know the hospital. It was so dark to the point where we didn't know where nothing it was. So like we went to one part of the hospital and we got like a wheelchair. And then like the ladies like labor and deliveries on the other side of the hospital. When I say like we had to go a long time, like we had to go a long time. So finally we get in there and like baby's getting pissed off because they having me sign stuff, and I'm like, I honestly just can't do this. So I'm like, okay. My signature was not legible at all because, bro, like I couldn't write. But I finally get back to the room. The lady checked my cervix. Boom, I was 9 centimeters. Like she was like, if you would have stayed at home even a minute later, you would have had this baby at home, honestly. But let me just say, my mucus plug did come out. It actually came out. I wasn't taking a shower or anything. I think I was just like, this feels weird. But I didn't think none of it, you know, because I just didn't think none of it. But my mucus plug did. So, okay, mind you, you know, I don't do epidurals or anything like that because I just don't do them. Like, I have a really bad thing about, like, not trusting, like, things like that. Like, putting my life in someone else's hands is so scary to me. So, like, getting an epidural for me is, like, really scary. So, at home, I was like, I'm gonna give me an epidural. But when the lady said the 9 centimeters, the epidural went out of my head. I'm glad it did because I've also heard people say that the epidural slows down their labor. And like me personally, I want the baby to get out. Like I don't want no extra time. Yeah, I'm a scream, yell, cuss, all that, but I just want the baby out. You know, I had to pray because, you know, when you go in labor, you gotta trust other people. And me, I don't trust people. So when you having to trust other people in my life was kind of hard for me, but we did. So I was in active labor for, I would think, like an hour and a half. So we got to the hospital around like 5-ish. I got in a room. Well, I think we started like the doctor coming in around like 6-ish. I'm not really sure. I don't keep over time. I'm having a baby. I just want the baby out and my thing. I had my son at 7:04 a.m. Thank God, because we were home the next day. But I had him at 7:04 a.m. which my other son, I had him at nighttime. So like in the morning and a night baby. So I love it. But I had him at 7:04. So it took anywhere from like an hour and a half to like 2 hours to have him. But as soon as they broke my water, because like the doctor said that my water, the bag or whatever it's called, was so tough, like they couldn't like just break it. They had to get a tool to break it. But it was so hard. Once my water broke, like we was ready. Like I was ready. Like I didn't want to play no games with. So me personally, the thing that I feel like what makes me have my baby so easily is because like the only thing I can focus on is having a baby. Like I don't care about no outside factors, none of that. I just want to have a baby. So like I'm praying, but I'm also like scared. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was scared, but I wanted the baby out. So okay, so I'm surprised that I did not tear, because like when they would like hold on, the doctor's coming, I was pushing. Like I'm not gonna even lie, like I could not hold him, and this is how I know when I'm going to labor, because I always say I gotta poop, I gotta poop. And when I say I gotta poop for both my sons, that means that I had like 5 to 10 minutes before the baby's coming. So I'm like, I gotta poop, y'all don't come on. And then I'm telling baby, don't touch me. I really got, I gotta poop, hurry up. And so like, I'm gonna wait to the end to tell you like his reaction to that. But like, I'm serious. Like when I'm like, come on, I thought I was gonna poop. Because when I said poop, I really got to do. I did. Like, and I know this like is weird to some of y'all, but if you ever had a baby, then you understand. But once I say that, the doctor comes in, brings my water, everything like that. And let me just say, I had the best. When I say the best, I was so scared I was gonna get the mean doctor, because this one guy just like he's annoying to me. But I got the nicest doctor. Like I'm not gonna say her name. Well, I don't know. Well, I'm not gonna say her name. But she was like so sweet. Like we got it in and we got out. Like I feel like the nurses, doctors, everybody was like on my side. Even the people who came and took me my bath. Like I felt like my doctor's experience, both of them was amazing. So at first I was scared, but when she came in, she started talking. We started actually having conversations through my contractions. Like everybody, I felt like was on my side. So I had a positive experience. Okay, so everybody was talking about the ring of fire. I do not know what that feels like with either one of my children. I don't know if that's because my pain tolerance is high or whatever the case might be, but I don't know what that feels like. I'm gonna be very honest. They say you gotta give birth to this. Okay, I do remember now what the giving birth to the placenta feels like. Yes, it's not like that bad. Like once I got him out, like my brain is just on holding him at that point. So I'm holding him, giving birth to the placenta. Okay. But I don't know what the ring of fire is. I still don't. I don't know if that's what it is to giving birth to placenta or what it is, but it doesn't really hurt that bad. Well, in my opinion. Okay, so baby said that when he saw my vagina expand, he really wanted to say it, but he knew that in that moment I was gonna pull him out, and I would have, because that would have pissed me off. Because why are you even saying that? But he said once he saw the baby's head, like that even went away. But he was like, it was like so freaking big, and my baby was 7 pounds. I feel like my vagina probably expanded like 11 centimeters. Like honestly, I don't know if that's true, but I feel like I feel like I felt it like expand. But he was a 7-pound baby, and most of that is height because he is not a chunky baby at all. He's really small. My favorite part of like my labor and delivery was definitely him cutting the cord, because like if you don't know, like I said in the beginning, Peyton's dad was in jail, so like I didn't know what any of that felt like. So having him there was just like everything to me, because I hadn't had that. So like seeing him cut the umbilical cord was like a sight to see. Like he was so fascinated with it, and he was talking about it. It's like he really was so happy that he cut the umbilical cord, which I was so happy to. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. When you have children though, you call them everybody's name except their name. So as soon as I had him and I saw Peyton, I called Peyton his name. I called him Peyton's name. And how did Peyton take it? Peyton, okay, so he would not hug either one of us. He didn't want to come near us at all. But when he, so that night he stayed with Rochelle. So when we came home the next day, he came to my room, and finally, he came in my room, and he wanted to hold him. Finally, because I was like, is he just not gonna like him? Because for months he was like kissing my stomach and everything. I would say Peyton's a great big brother. He just doesn't know like he doesn't know when to calm down. He's not used to calming down, so that's the hard part we're still used to. But majority of the time, like he's a great big brother. He wants to hold him and kiss him, all that good stuff. They have a great relationship. Even this day, like he actually like moved into Peyton so Peyton can give him a kiss. So like I feel like they got a pretty good relationship. He's just getting used to him. They both getting used to each other. I feel like, and he moves a lot. So if y'all feel like I'm holding him in a crazy way, it's because he moves a lot. And who's scared? So let's say my firstborn was like my first love. Like he the one who taught me how to love. My secondborn, he is like the one that trusted me, and like he got the mama that was kind of like, I'm not gonna say that I'm all the way there yet, but I feel like he got a mama that was more experienced. I got a better job. I've always been on my stuff. Like with Peyton, I had like 2 jobs. I feel like I've always been on my stuff, but he got the mama that was more so experienced. You know, of course, I love them both the same, but not the same at the same time, because we're 2 different children. But I love them equally. They just both grew me up in a way that I didn't even think I needed to be grown up in. I can honestly say that my experience with both children were amazing. Was I scared? Of course. Like with Peyton, I was like 17. With him, I'm about to be 20. Well, I'm 20. I'm 20. So it's a big difference, of course. So it's a big difference in age too. Like that's a 3-year difference. Honestly, I thought I was gonna be scared because, of course, I was a teenager when I had Peyton. So I'm like, okay, so it might not be that easy. Well, I feel like it was easier this time. He just came out. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I thought they were lying to me when it was like just 1 push and he'll be out. When I say 1 push and he was out, like his head, like once his head came out, like it just came out. And it was like so weird, I'm not gonna lie. Like this time I didn't have like house hot factor. I feel like when you go in labor, it should just be you and your spouse, because like baby just like focus on me, and he was just so good at it. Like for it to be his first time, he was just so good at it. He was like, baby, just, I promise you, it was just 1 push. And when I say it was just 1 push, it was just 1 push. And to have him there and to have him supporting me was everything to me. Because I had never experienced it. Like, it's different, like, when it's your spouse there with you, coaching you through it, getting you through it. And like, I was holding his hand, but when the contractions got crazy, I was like, stop touching me, like, stop touching me. One of these days, I'm gonna get him to tell y'all what I said, because I asked him earlier, what did I say? And he was like, you were like crazy. But like, moms become like a maniac when they go into labor. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like, I became a maniac. But I was like, don't touch me, please don't touch me. And I was like, touch me, hold my hand. And I'm like, no, why? And like, I'm by the car, like, I'm like, don't touch me. This hurts so bad, this hurts so bad. Get this baby out of me right now. I am dramatic, but I'm like, what was his favorite part about my labor? And he said it's when I finally gave birth, and I was like, I kept saying my son's name, like I just kept, and I was like, I've been waiting on you for all this time, like I'm crying, like I went and said I wasn't gonna cry, but I definitely cried. But I was like, I've been waiting on you this whole time. Bless you. I've been waiting on you this whole time. And he was like, in that moment, like you could tell that I was like, I loved the heck out of him. But he also said something that stood out to me. He was like, you sounded very depressed, like somebody broke your heart, kind of. And I wouldn't say anybody broke my heart. We were like, good or bad, relationships will do things. And when you're pregnant, it's like you feel the worst at all times. Like I had to ask him a million times, like, maybe do you still love me? Because I was acting crazy. So that's kind of why I was just like waiting on the baby to come, because I wanted my body back. I wanted me back. And not saying anything about my son, it was just because like I felt emotions that I had never felt before. Ooh, I'm sorry. So that was a good part of it. But he was like, it was just a very positive experience for me and for him. At first I wanted my son there, but then in the moment I'm glad that I had good friends to take over when I couldn't, because it wouldn't have been good for him to be there at all, because I was in kind of a distress. Not like distress in like I couldn't do it, but like I just wanted the baby out, and I didn't want my son to be there because that would take my mind off of giving birth. So I don't think when either one of my kids, like if I have another kid later on, that I'll take my boys with me, because in a sense I just wanted to get the baby out. But I thank y'all for watching this video. I hope y'all like this video. If I didn't really explain myself, maybe down the line I'll do another video. Just let me know if y'all kind of got my drift, kind of got understood what I was saying. But I just wanted to do this video because my son, well, I'm filming this 3 days before he turns a month old, but my baby's about to be a month old, so I wanted to film this and post it to say happy 1 month, Stinker. And I was just watching videos a few days ago, and it's like crazy to see like Peyton when he was this small, and then now I have him this small. So I'm thankful for both of that. Thankful for being on YouTube. Like this is not just for like subscribers and all this. This is just like my memory book. Like when my boys get older to the point where they aren't here with me no more, I still have these videos. So thank y'all for giving me this platform. Thank y'all for 110 subscribers. Like I haven't even posted in God knows how long. Haven't even been promoting. Y'all been lit with those little views lately. So thank y'all for that. I'm gonna try to get active, try to actually put more work in. But thank y'all for supporting the kid. It's really only up for you. And it's not Thanksgiving yet, but happy Thanksgiving to all my supporters. Thank y'all again for supporting me.
But you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel a chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place, 'cause the love you give